Hello and welcome. This is a special broadcast and you are watching News 9 live. In a big development in the Gyanvapi case, the Varanasi District Court has allowed the Hindu side to conduct puja or prayers in the Vyasji ka Tehkhaana area of the disputed side's premises. The Vyas family had been conducting the puja in the Tehkhaana since 1551. But the puja was stopped way back in 1993. The Mulayam Singh government had banned the puja in the Vyasji Tehkhaana by a verbal order and then sealed and barricaded the premises as well. Somnath Vyas, the patriach of the Vyas family, had lodged a petition in the court asking for his property and as well as his rights at the Tehkhaana. District Court Judge Dr. Ajay Krishna Vishwesh in his judgment said that the barricading surrounding the Tehkhaana be removed and the puja be conducted by priests from the Vishwanath temple.
आज वो पूरा हो गया है और जिला प्रशासन वहाँ जल्द से जल्द पूजा पाठ शुरू करेगा।
7 दिन के बाद सभी भक्त वहाँ जा पाएंगे कि सिर्फ कुछ
7 दिन के अंदर जिला प्रशासन को दिया है। अब जैसे जिला प्रशासन वहाँ पे अरेंजमेंट करेगा वहाँ तुरंत पूजा पाठ शुरू हो जाएगा।
जो भी काशी विश्वनाथ मंदिर जाएगा वो तहखाने पूजा करने जरूर जाएगा।
जी बिल्कुल जाएगा। देखिए काशी विश्वनाथ ट्रस्ट को भगवान की कैसे पूजा पाठ हो इसके लिए कोई आदेश की जरूरत नहीं होती है, उनको पता हो
कौन से भगवान पूजा पाठ हो क्या विधि हो।
देखिए वहाँ पे वही मैं बता रहा हूँ उसकी निटी गिटीज में वो काशी विश्वनाथ ट्रस्ट डिसाइड करेगा। हमारा जो लीगल काम था वो लीगल काम हमने पूरा किया है। अब काशी विश्वनाथ ट्रस्ट के ऊपर है कि उसकी पूजा पाठ स्टार्ट।
तो 7 दिन के अंदर ये पूजा शुरू हो जाएगी।
7 दिन के अंदर पूजा
ये कोर्ट ने तय कर दिया कि 7 दिन के अंदर।
जी कोर्ट ने अपने आदेश में लिखा।
तत्कालिक सरकार ने उसको कोर्ट ने मांग थी कि उसको जो है तहखाने में पुनः पूजा पाठ करवाया जाए। उनके जो वंशज जो हैं शैलेंद्र कुमार व्यास की तरफ से हम लोगों ने दाखिल किया था, जिसपे कोर्ट ने सुनवाई के बाद रिसीवर 17 दिसंबर को रिसीवर नियुक्त कर दिया था जिलाधिकारी को और आज जो है पूजा पाठ का अधिकार जो है आज दे दिया गया कि वहाँ जितने भी हिंदू धार्मिक क्रियाकलाप हैं पूजा पाठ है उसको पुनः बहाल किया जाए और 1 सप्ताह के अंदर जिलाधिकारी जो रिसीवर हैं उनको कंप्लाइन करने का माननीय कोर्ट ने आदेश कर दिया है।
देखिए 1993 में उससे पहले पूजा पाठ होती थी। तत्कालीन सरकार जो मुलायम सिंह की सरकार थी उसको लोहे के पट्टिका से घिरवा करके अब पूजा बंद कर दिया बिना किसी सक्षम न्यायालय के आदेश के। एक उसमें मुकदमा दाखिल किया गया, उसमें 2 रिलीफ मांगे गए। पहला रिलीफ मांगा गया व्यास जी के तहखाना के दरवाजे खिड़की टूटे हुए हैं, जर्जर हैं और है ही नहीं दरवाजे खिड़की, बाकी ठीक नहीं है। उस पर अब अंजुमन इंतजामिया बलात् कब्जा करने पर आमदा है, उसको रोका जाए और उसको जिलाधिकारी को रिसीवर नियुक्त कर दिया जाए। कोर्ट ने 17 जनवरी 2024 को आदेश कर दिया और 24 जनवरी 2024 को जिलाधिकारी ने अपने कस्टडी में ले लिया उसको। पुनः हम लोगों ने दूसरी प्रेयर के लिए दूसरी प्रार्थना के लिए बल दिया। कल कहा 30 जनवरी को हम लोग पूजा पाठ प्रारंभ करा दी जाए, चूंकि वो प्रार्थना पत्र 9 अगस्त स्वीकार कर लिया गया, उस पर सरकार रिलीफ पर कोई आदेश नहीं हुआ है। अंजुमन इंतजामिया द्वारा अपना आपत्ति जताई गई। आज न्यायालय ने स्पष्ट आदेश कर दिया कि रिसीवर जिलाधिकारी और काशी विश्वनाथ ट्रस्ट और वादी मिल करके इसको पुजारी नियुक्त करके पूजा प्रारंभ करेंगे। 7 दिन के अंदर वो पट्टिका लोहे का हटा करके अब पूजा प्रारंभ कराएंगे। ये बहुत बड़ी सफलता मान करके चलिए और ये न्याय की जीत है, सत्य की जीत है।
माननीय उच्च न्यायालय इलाहाबाद में आज जिला जज साहब के हम लोगों ने जो कथित वजूखाना था उसके संबंध में जो है एएसआई सर्वे के लिए प्रार्थना पत्र दिया था। उसको जिला जज साहब ने जब खारिज किया था तो हम लोग माननीय उच्च न्यायालय में उसके रिवीजन में गए थे और वहाँ पर माननीय उच्च न्यायालय ने हमारे रिवीजन को एक्सेप्ट कर लिया है और सभी पार्टीज़ को नोटिस भेजी है और सुनवाई के लिए जो है अगली तिथि नियत की जाएगी। नहीं जी नहीं, अभी तिथि अभी नहीं है। ऐसा है देखिए कि एएसआई सर्वे पूरे परिसर का हो चुका है जैसा कि आप सभी को जानकारी है और उसके बाद जो कथित वजूखाना है क्योंकि वो एक इम्पॉर्टेंट प्लेस है, वहाँ हमको शिवलिंग मिला है तो उस जगह की एएसआई सर्वे होना इसलिए भी आवश्यक है क्योंकि वहाँ पर क्या है, किस परिस्थिति में है, शिवलिंग है, अर्घा है, ये सारी चीज़ें जानना, तो वो जब तक सर्वे नहीं होगा तब तक चीज़ें पता नहीं चलेंगी। तो इसलिए माननीय उच्च न्यायालय ने उसको एक्सेप्ट किया और वहाँ पर सुनवाई आगे होगी।
And to speak more on the issue, I am now being joined by my colleague Brijesh Pandey, live from the newsroom. Brijesh, seems like this order which is there is pretty much it synchronizes with what the ASI has been saying. Would you concur on that? That there was indeed a pre-existing structure below what they have found?
Well, I think it's a separate case. What has happened is that in this particular Vyasji ki Tehkhaana, the prayers have been going on for several centuries. This is what the claim of Shailendra Vyas is, that his family has been conducting puja in the Vyasji ki Tehkhaana from 1551, and they're saying that he has submitted an entire pedigree to the Honorable Court and said that in 1993 on the oral instruction of Mulayam Singh Yadav, the right to puja was curtailed and the entire area was barricaded. Then after that, Shailendra Vyas and his family members had approached and filed various petitions and applications in the district administration. Then he went to the court seeking permission that since the order is a verbal order and there is no written order and there is no reason why the puja of the area should be stopped, the prayers right should be immediately be given to Shailendra Vyas, who has claimed that his family has been doing it for centuries altogether at Vyasji ki Tehkhaana. And after hearing both sides, the other side, the Muslim side said that there is no such evidence which suggests that all prayers have been being done inside the Vyasji ki Tehkhaana from 15th century onwards. He said that all of this is a make-believe, but the court has decided in favor of Shailendra Vyas. They have asked the state administration that the orders are to be complied forthwith, which means that in maximum 7 days, the receiver, which is the district magistrate of Varanasi, he will have to ensure that the barricading which is around the Vyasji ki Tehkhaana, all of that has to be removed and the area has to be cleaned so that prayers can start. So the maximum days, number of days under which it has to be done is 1 week, but the orders compliance can be done forthwith, which means that if the administration removes all the barricading and gets the entire area clean, the prayers can be performed in Vyasji ki Tehkhaana from tomorrow or any time onwards. The moment district administration gets them ready. The opposition side is saying that once they get a certified copy of the judgment, they will immediately go to High Court, and if they don't get any relief from the High Court, they will move the apex court. Simultaneously, there is also a petition which has been filed in which when the Hindu side had applied in the district court that the ASI survey should be done of the Gyanvapi mosque and all, and that application was earlier rejected by the lower court, and now they are approaching the High Court to seek a reversal of the order which has been given by the district court. Sudha?
What surprised me in all this, what you also of course said and what we read out, is that 1993, 2 decades ago, by an oral order. Do you recall anything of that case, Brijesh? I mean, an oral order is kind of surprising in a case like this, which is a disputed site.
Well, absolutely. I think it is extremely shocking that, under oral order, a barricading can be done, and, the people who have been conducting puja for centuries altogether can be displaced just under that verbal instruction. That is the shocking part, because, if the government issues any kind of notification or orders that has to be carried out vis-a-vis any religious structure or the puja paddhati of that particular religion, they have to issue a detailed order detailing why that decision has been conveyed and whether this decision leads to any kind of law and order situation in that particular, the district or state. And the government is to reason out the order as to why this order or why this decision has been taken by the government. But it's extremely surprising that, under an oral order, this entire decision were taken, the barricadings were done, and they were debarred from conducting puja. So I think it has come full circle for the Vyas family. Well, extremely interesting to see whether the High Court, Allahabad High Court takes a similar view, or whether they read the entire interpretation in a completely different line. It will be extremely interesting to see, because the second, as per the Muslim side, Hufaiza side, they have said that the second they get a notified copy, they will immediately approach Allahabad High Court and will contest the decision that has been and seek a stay on the decision given by Varanasi District Court. Sudha?
Yeah, like you said, it's very surprising considering it has to do with Varanasi, which of course there is both myth and history about this being the primordial city anywhere in the world. I also want to ask you that a lot of people, the timeline is such, but then is it right, Brijesh Pandey, that ASI had, conducted several surveys, but the last one which it gave to both the parties, what according to you were the most important points when the ASI gave the report to both sides, Brijesh?
Well, going by the press conference which was done by Vishnu Shankar Jain, he gave a detailed order of what all religious motifs and symbols which were found inside the Gyanvapi mosque, and they said that it is very clear that the dominant nature of the structure which was there was of temple only, and it is also very clear that in 17th century it was demolished, and post that a masjid was constructed at the top of that temple, and they have given several motifs which are there for everyone to see, and ASI is of the belief that this conclusively proves that that there is a temple under the structure, the masjid which is standing right now, and the Hindu side is saying that now they will approach the courts and seek that the entire area, since the temple was broken and a masjid was constructed at the top of it, it should be handed over to the Hindu side because the ASI report conclusively proves it. So it will be very, very interesting to see how this panned out, and if you go by the timeline which was there, they also claim that it is outside the purview of 1991 Religious Worship Act. Remember, Sudha, that act is, the finality of the act is yet to be decided by the apex court, because what the act said was that post 1940, 15th August 1947, other than a Ram temple in Ayodhya, the current structure of any religious site will not be disturbed. So it will be extremely important to see, and that has been challenged in the apex court. So it's extremely important to see whether the Supreme Court decides on perhaps the most important legislature which is there before it is whether what is the finality, what is the cutoff date, and whether these things can be permitted or not. So it'll be extremely interesting time when the entire issue will be taken up in the apex court, Sudha.
British, before I let you go, the Puja Archana rights now, back with the Vyas family, as it were. Is it within a week that the Puja Archana can start, or what are you, hearing on the ground, or does it really have to go through a process? Considering the Vyas family has fought for it for centuries now, rather 2 decades in the recent past. They started in 1551. So do you think that this will also undergo a legal plus a religious process before they can start the Puja Archana there?
Well, Sudha, as per the court has said that the government, that Vyas family can start the puja forthwith, which means that the government, the district administration, the district magistrate, which is the receiver of the order of the government, he has to ensure that within 7 days he has to remove all kind of barricading, has to get the Vyasji ki Tehkhaana, the entire basement clean, and hand it over to the Vyas family. Now that can be done in 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, and then the puja will start immediately. But the upper limit in this case is 7 days. Now the only thing that can stop is that once the Muslim side approaches the Allahabad High Court, and if Allahabad High Court's the operation of the district court's judgment, only then it will be stopped, and they will commence only once a decision has been taken by Allahabad High Court. Barring that injunction, the only thing which will happen is that within 7 days, maximum 7 days, the district administration has to remove all the barricading, get the basement clean, and hand over the praying rights and other rights to Shailendra Vyas, who is one of the descendants of the Vyas family.
On that note, British Pandey, thank you very much for joining us on this broadcast. Thank you indeed. And coming up next, our special show with Suyesh Maheshwari called The Last Take. That's in a jiffy.
Somewhere I feel you're both a creator and a destroyer, like a Lord Shiva and Brahma in one. You created all these businesses, but finally most of the businesses either it has lost out on the way, even the successful one, you've lost control, or you in some other you've lost the leadership. Do you, like you are a creator, it was your own creation, do you also hold yourself responsible some way?
No business which was successful has been destroyed.
Has been taken.
Ownership is a very different thing. The Zeal Entertainment Enterprise Limited, or Z Media, or Dish TV, or City Cable, or any of the businesses which I have created will never die.
Not die, but the control you always wanted.
It doesn't matter control. Who's you will never lose. You will never have a control. Ek din to khali haath jana hai. So I am not a control freak. I want to create things.
Why do you think the whole world always would have had his eyes on your businesses, and you have been throttling so many takeover bids. So you first befriended none other than Rupert Murdoch, and then you also stood up against him and said that India is not for sale. So why have people been so much enticed to come and take over your businesses?
Well, लड़की सुंदर होती है तो उसके पीछे बहुत लड़के आते हैं. If you have successful business, people will want to have that business.
You recently, in this Z entertainment, with regard to that, you called me up and said that Barun, Z ko bachana hai. I mean, I obviously said that quite rightly, that I'm too insignificant for that. But what was the issue? Who were you saving Z from?
The people, those who wanted to grab the Z entertainment.
No, but that's
enterprise
Invesco.
limited.